For a man who claimed not to be in a hurry, there was certainly a gear change over Europe today as the Prime Minister came to the Alps to sell to political and business leaders what he sees as the best deal for the European Union. It reforms, Britain can then stay in.
I'm not in a hurry. I can hold my referendum at any time up until the end of 2017. But of course, I think it would be good for Europe and good for Britain if we demonstrated that we can turn the goodwill that there is into the actions that are necessary to put this question beyond doubt.
The Prime Minister admitted there was still some way to go, and he made it clear that curbs on EU citizens coming to Britain were an essential part of the renegotiation package.
If there is no deal on welfare curbs for immigrants from the EU into Britain, is there no deal at all?
This migration welfare question is absolutely crucial. You should have to wait 4 years before you get full access to our in-work welfare system. Now, as I've said, that proposal remains on the table. I know that some other countries have difficulties with it.
David Cameron's here in Davos with a big message for these business leaders. Back my efforts, he says, to keep Britain inside a reformed European Union. But actually, it's not the big public stages that really matter here. It's those private negotiations with other European leaders and global leaders. And those are happening today outside that door.
Kamal Ahmed.
One of those meetings was with Mark Rutte, the Dutch Prime Minister and Mr. Cameron's ally. But on the issue of curbing migration, it wasn't all plain sailing.
I think the concrete idea on the table has this notion of discrimination. So what we now have to do together, collectively, is to find a solution for all the 28, in which you would uphold the principle of free movement, uphold the principle of non-discrimination, and I think that is doable.
Business leaders I spoke to here said June was the best date for a referendum. For others, though, it is simply not the case that Britain needs to be in the EU.
I'm not sure that David Cameron is representing our interest in Davos effectively anyway. I mean, I think it's really very disappointing that the changes that he's trying to push through are so small.
The skies were clear over the Alps today, but Mr. Cameron knows there could be a few more icy moments before any deal is put to the British public in that long-awaited EU referendum. Kamal Ahmed, BBC News, Davos.